What's up guys, Derek here with Tap and Turn Gaming, coming at you today with another episode in our Top 10 Secret Tech series. Today's episode will be for Azorius, aka Blue White, so let's take a look at what we came up with. Again, this will be 10 cards that we felt were maybe underrated, underplayed cards that really bring a lot to an EDH deck, or some redundancies that may be a repeated ability, just so you knew there was another one of them out there. But let's take a look at what we came up with. First up, we have Guava Hazid Profiteer. He's a 3-cost human rogue who is a 2/2. And you can pay a blue and a white, tap him to put a bribery counter on target creature you don't control. Its controller draws a card. Creatures with bribery counters on them can't attack or block. I think it's a really cool mechanic because when you put the bribery counter on them and then the opponent's drawing a card, that's more or less how you're bribing them. You're saying, hey creature, don't attack or block me. And your controller can draw a card. So there is a really cool mechanic to how he works. He's great in any blue-white control shell, because once you lock down one of their creatures, they're likely going to want to just kill it rather than having it sit there and do nothing. Unless it can still activate its abilities, but all in all, I think he's a pretty fun card, and a reusable pacifism style ability is very, very nice. Next up we have Spiria, Supreme Judge. Spiria is a 6-cost, 6/4 flying sphinx with the awesome ability of whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, you may draw a card. This is a really fantastic ability, I think, for blue-white to have. It feels very blue-white to me, where you're drawing cards, but only when they attack you, and that's pretty cool. There are going to be some times, if you're playing this in a multiplayer, where people won't want to attack you until they've killed her. So it's very pillow fort style and can really save you a little bit of time and energy in setting up some defenses. Up next we have Sky Hussar. Sky Hussar is a 5-cost 4/3 flyer human knight. So he's pretty cool because he's a human and a knight, and he's flying, so that's pretty cool. But he has two really, really cool abilities. One of which is when Sky Hussar comes into play, untap all creatures you control, and he has Forecast. Tap 2 untapped white and or blue creatures you control, reveal Sky Hussar from your hand to draw a card. You can only do that on your upkeep and only once per turn, but it's still very, very fun. What makes it a cool ability is that, like I said, when he comes in, he untaps all your guys, or you could draw a card for simply tapping down 2 of your guys and revealing him from your hand. So he really brings a reusable draw, which is very, very nice, and the fact that you can go all in on your combat, attack with everything, cast him, and untap all your guys to be able to block again. He also is very, very good in the blue-white control shell. Up next we have Swans of Bryn Argol. This is a 4-cost 4/3 flyer with one of the craziest abilities I've seen, and that is when if a source would deal damage to swans, prevent that damage, that source's controller draws cards equal to the damage prevented this way. Now, you can use this offensively or defensively. I had this in a blue-white-red build, and I would use the red to burn him because it would prevent it, and I would just draw that many cards. So he's pretty cool for that. You can also throw him in front of your opponent's biggest creature. They're going to draw a bunch of cards off it, which is a downfall, but at the same time, he's not going to die, and you're not going to take damage. So that's a pretty cool ability. He's pretty fun with what he does. Up next, we have Wall of Denial. It is a 3-cost 0/8 defender with flying and shroud. So this guy he's the wall that keeps on sticking. He's a 3-cost 0/8. So he's got a huge body, or defensive body rather. He is a defender, so he's not attacking. He is flying, so he can block anything, and he has shroud, so they can't target him with removal. This guy is a phenomenal early game wall, and he just really does his job very, very well. Then up next we have Windreaver. Windreaver is a 5-cost 1/3 elemental with flying and probably some of the most annoying suite of abilities you could possibly ask to come across. So he has, for 1 white, he gains Vigilance. For 1 white, you can give him a +0/+1. For a blue, you can switch his power and toughness, and for a blue, you can return him to your hand. So as long as I have a blue up, he's never ever going to die. But what almost always happens is you declare attacks, you swing in with him, you don't really do much. If they block with a big guy, you give him a nice defensive boost so that he won't die. And then if they don't block with him, you give him a nice defensive boost, and you go ahead and switch his power and toughness and smash him in the face. I mean, this guy is regularly going to hit you for 5 damage almost every single time. For any of you who have watched our Ravnica Battle Guild Wars, this guy sealed away the game for Azorius, I think 2 or 3 times. He really just did what he does and just smash face, dodges removal, attacks and blocks. He's a phenomenal, phenomenal card. Then up we have Daring Leap. This is an instant, 3 cost, 1 a blue and a white. It says target creature gets +1/+1 and gains flying and first strike until end of turn. Pretty much just that. It's awesome. For 3 mana, you get +1/+1 flying and first strike. That's really all it does, and it does it very, very well. Next up, we have Energy Arc, another instant. This is a white and a blue to cast. Untap any number of target creatures, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to and dealt by those creatures this turn. So what's nice about this is its versatility, and for you guys who have watched this series multiple times, you may hear me say versatility a lot. This card is a prime example of it. It's untap any number of target creatures, so that's very, very nice. Prevent the damage that they would deal and be dealt to them. So your opponent attacks you with a bunch of guys, you can untap them all and prevent the damage. You attack with a bunch of guys. Once your opponent declares blocks, if you don't like the way those blocks are, you can go ahead and untap a couple of your guys and prevent all the damage to them so that you save some of your guys and let the other ones through. So this has a little bit more benefits than just a generic Fog or Angel's Grace or something like that. That's gonna... I don't know, actually Angel's Grace. But regardless, Fog style effects that are just going to stop all the damage. Just will let whatever damage you want to go through. And that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. And then also, one of the things you can do with it is you can attack all in. You can swing with your whole team, and then main phase, after damage has been dealt, main phase 2 cast this and untap all your guys so they can block. And that's the underrated part of it that a lot of people don't realize because they just read the damage part and think, oh, cast during combat, prevent my guys, blah, blah, blah. But what you can do with him that makes him really, really good is that simple fact that you can go ahead and cast it main 2 and untap your guys after they've already dealt their damage. So the fact they can't deal their damage is regardless at that point. Irrelevant, rather. Then up next we have Stand and Deliver. So it's a split card. One side is 1 white, the other side is 2 and blue. So 4 altogether. So the white side is Stand. Prevent the next 2 damage that will be dealt to target creature this turn. And the blue side is Deliver. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Again, it's just another one of those cards that are versatility. You can cast both sides, bounce one of their guys, and prevent 2 damage from your guys to do like a 2-for-1 swap. It's all about how you play it. This card can do some really, really cool things. And then last up for our enchantments, we have Teferi's Mote, a 5-cost enchantment that says, as Teferi's Mote comes into play, choose a color. Creatures of the chosen color can't attack you unless they have flying. Pretty basic. It does what it does very, very well. You know, if you're playing against mono green and you cast this, there's very few green creatures that are going to attack you. I mean, for the most part, unless they're packing heavy flyers, whatever color you pick, it's going to cripple them pretty good. So that's what it does. It does it pretty well. But that rounds out our 10 cards. So to go over them again, we had Guava Hazid Profiteer for some control, Spiria Supreme Judge for a Pillow Fort style effect as well as card draw, Sky Hussar for a little bit of a control shell as well as draw, Swans of Bryn Argyle, or Argyle rather, for card draw and control and Pillow Fort, Wall of Denial because he's a big huge dumb wall and he has Shroud and Flying. He's fun. Windreaver for a great offensive or defensive control style beater. Daring Leap will give you a lot of versatility for combat being offensive or defensive. Energy Arc for some combat trickery. Stand and Deliver for more combat trickery. And Teferi's Mote for just a pillow fort. So that's all of it. Let us know what you think. This has been Derek with Tap and Turn Gaming. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought of it, and we will get back to you later. Thanks a lot, and goodbye.